Good afternoon. This is Faye from Faye's Journal Emporium, and I have a new journal share. This book is called The Red Cross Girls with Pershing to Victory, and the theme is nursing and the Red Cross. I ran across this book in a shop and thought it would be a perfect journal. So let's get started. She measures 5 inches by 7 1/4, and she has a 1.5 inch spine, which was inspired by Wendy of Wendy's Journal Adventure. She did what she called this bandage spine, so it's got a soft spine with the signatures exposed, and then you put the muslin on it and it looks like bandages, which I thought was really appropriate for this journal. And on the back we have a couple of little labels that I added to it. This is a 1919 book written for young girls, and there were a series of these, and this one just happens to be about Pershing to Victory. So since the theme is about France, the interior covers have maps of France. The back cover has an original map from an early 1900s atlas, and the front, this is a map of Lyon in France, and this is from the Graphics Ferry. There are 3 signatures, 152 pages, and I've used various digital kits and a lot of New York Public Library images. This first signature, and all 3 of the signatures are cardstock, and they have vintage copies of vintage recruitment posters on them. This is very near to my heart because I am a nurse by education, and I love things that have to do with nursing, so this was a joy to make. Okay, the first signature the interior has a bookmark, which has this great picture and a reproduction of a stamp. And there's a little tuck spot behind it, and I found this wonderful vintage cabinet card, and so this is a copy of that cabinet card, if it's going to focus for me. But I thought that was really, really amazing. And there's journaling space on the back. This is the first page of the book, and I left that in because here's your 1919 copyright. Got some tea stain paper, and throughout I have copies of different stamps from different countries that have to do with nursing. And then I have 2 of these in the book. These are just amazing. These are little tiny X-rays, and I don't know if you can see that close up. It's a digital download from FPOP on Etsy, and I will include that on the information. And the back of the envelope also has the pathology file, diagnosis, remarks, do not bend, patient number. I thought these were just really cute. I think she intended them for Halloween, but I thought they'd be great in here, because they did have X-rays in 1918. Some parchment paper. I included some digital pages from Tracy and Andrea's Nature's Remedies, because I felt like a lot of the early nursing, they did use a lot of natural remedies for things when they didn't have anything else. And this is a tag from that kit, and then I've added some labels, and the labels are from Nick the Booksmith, and also from the Graphics Ferry. It's the table of contents for the book, and a blank page on the back that you can journal on. Some more tea stain paper. This is vintage ledger paper. And then each signature has a black cardstock page with photos on it. Florence Nightingale, everyone knows who she is, and Clara Barton were contemporaries. Florence Nightingale in England and Clara Barton here in the United States. And Clara Barton, of course, is the founder of the American Red Cross. They were both born 1820, 1821, and passed away in 1910 and 1912. So they were right at the same time. And I thought it was appropriate to have their photos in the book. These photos are from the New York Public Library, and this photo I thought was just amazing. This is the Yale night nurses in the early 1900s. They had to carry the lanterns with them on rounds. And then this is an early photo of a nurse with meds. And then I've added these little center sections are from the Seven Gypsies. And then this has a little charm on it that says hope. Some more photos. This is from 1913, some nurses bathing some babies. And then this is the first 20 Navy nurses appointed in 1908. And that's a fabulous picture. And then this is a picture of the Lincoln School of Nursing in 1916, their graduating class. I've got some more ledger paper, some of the kit, another tag from the kit, and then there are 3 cards that have the French word for body, because I thought that was appropriate, le corps. If they were working with Frenchmen, soldiers, they might need to be able to speak some French. And then this has muslin on the, and then this is another of the NYX labels. And then I found this. This is great. This is a copy of a page from the January Pictorial Review and had patterns in it. And these patterns would have been similar to the nurses' uniforms. So that just tucks in there. Some more tea-dyed paper, the other side of that digital. Some little tickets and some muslin. This is an envelope that you could tuck some little notes inside. Another tea stain paper. This is the actual front piece from the book. This is Nona. She is one of the nurses that's written about in the book. And there's some journaling space on the back. And then this is a copy of an October 1917 magazine, The Ladies' World. It was 10 cents, and it has to do with the Red Cross. And then this is a raggedy that I added. This has again, the front piece, some vintage French stamps, one of Tracy's labels, some vintage photos, some more vintage photos of the nurses. The map on the back is the French map of France, and then it has the little charm that says brave on it. And these images came from Mrs. Cogg's Crafts. This is another one of the wonderful recruiting posters. And then this is one of 2 first day covers that I purchased and included. This is Clara Moss. She's a heroic nurse who gave her life during the yellow fever doing research. And this was Belleville, August 18th, 1976. And this is the first day of issue, and there's the stamp. That's just clipped on here. And then I included some pages from the book because I thought it might be fun to just read it. It's really a good story, even though it's not the whole story. It's kind of fun. You could put paper over this and journal on it if you wanted to. Another one of those little stamps. I didn't cut the pages, I just left them folded so there'd be more space. More ledger paper. Another one of the tags from Tracy, and I've added again some labels on it, and another page, another tuck spot. I added some gauze and muslin to that. And again, this is the to drink. And I don't speak French, so I can't say that. Some more of those tickets. Another page from the Nature's Remedies. Some more ledger paper. Again, this is paper from my dad's ledger. And these French nurses from the 1900s. And then this is a picture, this is from Mrs. Coggs. This is the recruiting nurses for Vassar, which I thought was really interesting. It's obviously early 1900s. And then this is another stamp. This is a French stamp commemorating the Red Cross. And this is another copy of a cabinet card. The chatelaine that she has is amazing. She had a bunch of keys. I don't know how she carried all of that around. And there's journaling space on the back. And this is straw paper. This is another recruitment poster for the Red Cross. And this is an early incubator from 1939. And this was taken at the World's Fair, and this was the baby incubator's preemie station at the World's Fair. There's a nurse there. And then there's space here if you wanted to add your own photos. More of the Nature's Remedies. Tea stain paper, another page from the book. And then this is an ad for nurses that I included. Trained to be a nurse. I thought that was pretty interesting. And then on the back of it, you could have some journaling space. Some vintage parchment paper. It's another one of the little envelopes for Nature's. This is Ragged Robin. I don't know much about that particular remedy. This was from the Graphics Fairy. Another page from the book. Another stamp and fold out. Some banana paper. It's the back of the signature. And this is for Navy nurses wanted in the early 1940s. And this is one of the earlier posters, recruiting posters from the early 1900s for the First World War. A couple more stamps. Another one of the tags. More of the pages from the book. And it's another little envelope from the Nature's Remedies. A couple of more stamps. Glassine envelope. This is a copy of a postcard from that shows the Nurses' Home Seaside Hospital in New Dorp, Staten Island. Thought that was kind of interesting. And then I've also included a couple more of those labels that you could put wherever you would like. Banana paper, Nature's Remedies, tea stain paper, ledger paper, and then this is a classic photo. Those of us who were born I was born in 1943 in the middle of the war, so I certainly don't remember this photo, but I remember in the 50s all the talk about the photo. The sailor and the nurse did not know each other. This is a celebration in Times Square, New York, at the end of the war in August of 1945. And there was a U.S. stamp commemorating that. I'm not sure when the stamp came out, but it's a 32-cent stamp, so it's a while ago. I thought it was appropriate for that picture to be in here. And this is public health nursing in the 1960s, and I actually did that. It's another space for journaling, and another tag that says Journey. And this is again, another copy of a recruiting poster, and there's on all of those, there's space for journaling on the back of them. And then this is the linen room. I don't know what a linen room looks like now, but I remember back in the 60s it did look like this. More space to put in photos. More journaling space. This is the second of those signatures commemorating the first day of issue. This is a 4-cent stamp. This was issued December 28th, 1961, which was actually my freshman year in college. So I was already taking some nursing classes. Castor oil label. And then these are some pictures that I did not, copies of pictures I did not put in the book. This nurse is a Polish nurse from the Second World War. It's a graduating class, probably in the 40s. Some military nurses and their group from the early 1900s, and another class from the 1900s. So I thought you could put those in where you'd like. Another page from the book, another stamp, another x-ray. This one is of the lungs. It's really cute. Another tag, and this says field, as they were out in the field nursing. Another one of the little tags. And this is another one of the cards nurses are needed. This is for the Army Nurse Corps, probably around World War II or the Korean War era. And another one, trained to be a nurse, and then the back. And there's the back cover. So that's her. I hope you enjoyed that. Nursing, as I said, is near and dear to my heart. So thank you all for joining me today. I will list the digitals that I've used. And again, thank you to Wendy from Wendy's Journal Adventure, who gave me the idea for this spine. Have a nice day and stay safe.